The recreational vehicle industry does not want you to know that reliable units exist under $15,000. They want you terrified of the used market. They want you convinced that cheap means broken. They want you financing a $60,000 loan on a trailer that will be worth $20,000 in 3 years. But there is a short list of machines built during a different era. Machines that were engineered by people who believed in longevity over profit. These are the units mechanics drive. These are the units that show up at campgrounds with 200,000 miles on the odometer and 0 leaks. We are going to expose the 5 models the industry desperately hopes you never discover, because once you realize a $12,000 trailer can outlast a $70,000 trailer, their entire business model collapses. The dealers will tell you that buying cheap is buying problems. They will tell you that anything under $30,000 is a project waiting to destroy your weekends. This is a lie designed to protect their profit margins. The truth is that the best values in the market are hiding in the 15 to 25-year-old range from manufacturers that no longer exist or from brands that got bought out and destroyed. These units were built with materials that are illegal to use today because they are too heavy or too expensive. They were built by workers who were paid by the hour instead of by the piece. And they were built during the last era when a family name meant something. The industry killed these companies through consolidation, but the machines they left behind are on the road, holding value, and available if you know where to look. Number 1 on the survival list is the 1995 to 2005 Casita travel trailer. Casita is a small manufacturer in Rice, Texas that builds molded fiberglass trailers using a process that eliminates the fatal flaw of modern construction. There is no wood frame. There is no laminated wall that can delaminate. The entire shell is 2 pieces of fiberglass bonded together in the middle. The top half and the bottom half are molded in one piece, which means there are no seams running along the roof. Water intrusion is impossible because the paths do not exist. When you see a 20-year-old Casita, it looks identical to the day it rolled off the line because fiberglass does not rot. The models to target are the 16-foot Spirit Deluxe and the 17-foot Travel Trailer. These units were built with a galvanized steel frame and aircraft-quality rivets. The interior cabinetry is real wood, not particle board wrapped in vinyl. The electrical system uses marine-grade wiring with proper strain relief, not the stapled wires we see in modern trailers. You can find these units in good condition for $8,000 to $14,000 depending on the year and the options. That is less than the depreciation loss you would take in year 1 on a new trailer. And because these are molded fiberglass, they hold their value. If you buy one today for $12,000 and sell it 5 years from now, you will get $10,000. You drove it for 5 years for $2,000. Compare that to the new buyer who lost $40,000 in the same period. The weakness of the Casita is the weight. Fiberglass is heavy. These trailers weigh 2,000 to 2,400 pounds empty, which means you need a vehicle with a 3,500 pound tow rating. But that weight is structural integrity. You are not towing a disposable box, you are towing a tank. Mechanics love these units because there is nothing to fix. The fiberglass does not crack. The frame does not rust. The windows are sealed with proper butyl tape instead of the cheap silicone caulk that fails in modern trailers. If you want a trailer that will outlive you and cost nothing to maintain, the Casita is the answer the industry does not want you to find. Number 2 is the 1998 to 2008 Scamp 16-footer. Scamp is another molded fiberglass manufacturer based in Minnesota, and their construction philosophy mirrors Casita. 2-piece fiberglass shell, no wood frame, no delamination. But Scamp has one advantage: they are lighter. A Scamp 16 weighs 1,750 pounds, which means it can be towed by a wide range of vehicles, including small SUVs and some sedans with a proper hitch. This opens up the market to buyers who do not own a truck. The Scamp uses the same galvanized frame construction and the same marine-grade components. The interior is simple but functional. You get a dinette that converts to a bed, a small kitchenette with a 2-burner stove, and a basic bathroom. There are no slide-outs to break. There are no power awnings to fail. There are no electronic control panels to glitch. Everything is manual and mechanical, which means everything works. When you see a 20-year-old Scamp at a campground, it is there because the owner chose simplicity over features. They chose a machine that starts every time over a machine that impresses the neighbors. You can find clean Scamps in the $10,000 to $16,000 range, depending on condition and options. The market for these units is strong because the people who own them understand what they have. They are not distressed sellers trying to unload a broken trailer. They are owners who maintained the unit properly and are selling because their needs changed. When you buy a Scamp, you are buying into a community of people who reject the disposable culture of the modern industry. There are Scamp rallies across the country where owners gather to share maintenance tips and trade stories. This is the opposite of the new buyer experience, where you are isolated with a broken warranty and a dealership that does not return your calls. Number 3 is the 2000 to 2010 Northwood Arctic Fox truck camper. If you own a truck and you want maximum capability with minimum maintenance, the Arctic Fox is the truck camper to buy. Northwood builds their frames in-house using double bead welded aluminum construction. They do not outsource the frame to a third-party supplier. This means they control the quality from the first weld to the final rivet. The Arctic Fox uses a true 4-season design with thick insulation, heated tanks, and dual-pane windows. You can camp in 20-degree weather without frozen pipes. The models to look for are the 990, the 1140, and the 860. These are the sizes that fit most full-size truck beds without requiring a dually. The construction uses aluminum-framed walls with fiberglass skins, not the laminated wood composite walls that rot. The cabinets are real wood. The countertops are solid surface material, not the cheap laminate that peels. And the appliances are commercial-grade units designed for constant use. Arctic Fox campers from this era were built for people who lived in them full-time, not for people who use them twice a year. That durability translates to longevity. You can find these units in the $12,000 to $18,000 range, depending on size and condition. The truck camper market is smaller than the travel trailer market, which means less competition and better deals. And because these units are removed from the truck when not in use, they do not accumulate highway miles and road vibration damage like a towable trailer. A 15-year-old Arctic Fox with proper storage will have less wear than a 5-year-old travel trailer that spent its life bouncing down the interstate. The industry hates truck campers because they do not require a $50,000 truck upgrade to tow them. You use the truck you already own. This eliminates an entire revenue stream from the dealer network. Number 4 is the pre-2005 Bigfoot travel trailer. Bigfoot went out of business in 2009, which makes their units a hidden treasure in the used market. Before they closed, Bigfoot was known for one thing: molded fiberglass construction built like a commercial-grade unit. Their trailers used the same two-piece shell design as Casita and Scamp, but they offered larger floor plans ranging from 21 feet to 30 feet. This gave buyers the space of a traditional trailer with the durability of a fiberglass fortress. The key innovation was the seamless roof. Bigfoot did not use rubber roofing material that cracks and leaks. They molded the roof as part of the upper fiberglass shell. There was no maintenance. You did not need to reseal the roof every year. You did not need to worry about finding a leak before it destroyed the walls. The roof was the shell, and the shell did not leak. Bigfoot used a wood-free floor construction with aluminum supports and a fiberglass bottom skin. The floor could not rot because there was no wood to rot. Because Bigfoot is no longer in business, many buyers avoid these units thinking parts and service will be impossible. This is an industry myth. The appliances in a Bigfoot are standard RV appliances available from Dometic, Atwood, and Suburban. The windows are standard sizes. The frame is simple aluminum that any welder can repair. The Bigfoot-specific parts are the fiberglass shells themselves, and those do not break. You can find Bigfoot trailers in the $15,000 to $25,000 range depending on size and year. They are cheaper than equivalent-size modern trailers, and they will outlast them by 20 years. The final unit on the buy list is not a recreational vehicle. It is a loophole. Number 5 is the 1990 to 2000 Chevrolet or GMC Suburban, converted into a camper. The industry does not want you to know that a $6,000 Suburban with a $2,000 build-out is more reliable than a $60,000 Class B camper van. The Suburban was built on a truck platform designed for commercial and government fleet use. It was designed to run 300,000 miles with basic maintenance. The 5.7-liter Vortec engine is a legend. It has no complex emission systems. It has no turbochargers. It has no cylinder deactivation. It is a cast-iron V8 that runs forever on cheap parts from any auto parts store. The conversion is simple. Remove the third-row seat, Build a sleeping platform, add a portable toilet and a camp stove. Install a small 12-volt refrigerator. You now have a self-contained camping vehicle that can go anywhere a truck can go. You have 4-wheel drive for Forest Service roads. You have a proven drivetrain with nationwide parts availability. And you have a vehicle that can double as your daily driver when you are not camping. No insurance company classifies it as a recreational vehicle, so your insurance costs drop. No DMV charges you recreational vehicle registration fees. You are flying under the radar of the entire system. The Suburban conversion is popular with overlanders who understand that simplicity equals reliability. They are not trying to impress anyone at the campground with slide-outs and exterior kitchens. They are trying to get to remote locations and back without calling a tow truck. The 1990s Suburbans are available nationwide for $4,000 to $8,000 in good mechanical condition. Rust is the enemy, so focus on units from dry climates. A rust-free Arizona Suburban with 200,000 miles will outlast a pristine-looking unit from Michigan with a rotted frame. Once you find the base vehicle, the build-out is limited by your skill and budget. You can install a rooftop tent for $1,500. You can add a solar panel and a battery bank for $800. You can build custom cabinetry or keep it minimal with storage bins. The platform is yours. The reason this list works is that every unit on it was built before the private equity takeover of the industry. Casita and Scamp are family-owned and building the same way they did 30 years ago. Northwood was founded by people who believed in quality, and that culture exists in their older units. Bigfoot closed rather than compromise their standards. And the Suburban represents the last era of General Motors before they started cost-cutting everything to satisfy shareholders. These machines were built by a different generation with a different value system. They were built to last, not to sell. The industry hates this list because it proves that cheap does not mean broken. It proves that old does not mean unreliable. It proves that you can opt out of their financing trap and explore the country. When you buy a 20-year-old Casita for $12,000 and drive it for another 20 years, you are removing yourself from their revenue stream. You are not buying new. You are not financing. You are not paying for dealer service. You are not buying extended warranties. You are a lost customer, and they cannot stand it. Stop believing their lies about depreciation being normal. You stop signing loans on assets designed to fail. Buy one of these 5 platforms, maintain it properly, and drive it until you cannot drive anymore. The sucker tax is optional. The disposable culture is optional. Reliability is available if you know where to look.